This is the section where we get London stories out. London stories that perhaps I've missed or perhaps, we wouldn't otherwise have on the show. It's where people that we've spoken to, most of the time it's people that we've liked or connected with over the years, come on and they do it. And it could be you with whatever we change it to. So London story, a local story, something that lifts London's spirits and something that you think Londoners need to know a little more about. I don't know why this Muppet is on my show. I don't know why this Muppet. Yeah, I've said it. Yeah. I know why you're on here, right? Apparently, I was away last week. They were not doing anything good. But I was away last week, right? And Eze coming to Arsenal. Ola's a Tottenham supporter. He was getting it. Arsenal beat Man United. I know why Ella. Everybody thinks Ella is a nice, sweet. She's a horrible witchy poo. Bubble, toil and trouble. Adam Gabsi, co-chair of Inclusion London, Fire Brigade Community Forum member and a good friend of this. I am only horrible to the people that I like. How are you, my brother?
Yeah, I'm very good, bro. Thank you, mate. And just a quick question. Do you think Susan Hall is the kind of woman to be bracking out a carnival?
I don't know if she would be brocking at a carnival, and I know there were all sorts of directives about please do not dance with police officers, and police officers weren't allowed to dance, and but the energy around carnival this year was different. It was better. While people like me had a real fear of, it was closing in, here was the opportunity to go, oh, we found a little extra money for this year. It was good. I mean, obviously, I wasn't everywhere, but I certainly went around with the 16-year-old who wants to stay longer and go deep. And I'm like, we'll do this incrementally. And then I was working there yesterday. But the police presence was different level. A lot of police, Adam.
Yeah, no. Notting Hill Carnival is sensational, mate. Yeah, I wasn't there, so I appreciate the fact that BBC London did a live stream. So I was able to be there from the comfort of my bedroom.
That live stream thing, I'd never seen us do that before. I just said to Ola, right? It was, because this is I talk about the BBC, BBC London and BBC Radio London like I don't work here. And it was responsible for that live stream thing there. I thought the live stream was spectacular.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
I think that Clara, just because Clara's clearly gone to, I think she went to St. Vincent's or St. Kitts to learn how to dance and learn how to move herself properly. I thought it was a brilliant show. I thought it was actually better than our show. I thought it was better than the one that we were doing on the radio. I thought it was really, really good because they were down there. They were with the people. It was live. It was edgy. I spoke to Harry about it. I thought it was really, really good. So that's how you were experiencing the carnival.
Yeah. From what I saw, the scenes were sensational. Now, I have a very good friend who carnival is like his Christmas Day. So he went and he had a great time. He's a wheelchair user. Yeah,
I saw more wheelchairs there this year than I've ever seen. The people were decorating the wheelchair, putting all kinds of things. I mean, from that point of view, in terms of ability, sexuality, different kind of the seat guys were around there, take off their top, they're doing belly dance. I saw things. I saw a different carnival this year. Maybe as I said, I approached it in a different way. I came from different directions, but it was different. You know what I mean? And I want everybody to feel as though there's a party.
Mate, I think carnival is sensational, bruv. What a great event. To be honest, and London is one of the better cities in the world.
But let's do it properly then. I got to tell my son what that smell is. What's that smell, Daddy? I got to tell. From you come there, the wall of ganja's like, whoa, my goodness. Why is everybody blowing balloons? Is it Christmas? Some of the size of the canisters the police were taking from people. I was like, wow. You came hoping to feed the whole of the carnival. There are things that happen that are not in the best interest of community cohesion. I'm not going to pretend that doesn't happen.
No, I hear that. There are things that happen at carnival which, You need to be controlled. I do understand that. However, I don't think the things you're talking about are necessarily aggressive. Make someone aggressive or make someone do a crime.
Yeah,
or,
well, no, and you probably get them at Glastonbury. You probably get them at Reading, and you
other
probably
festivals,
get them
exactly.
at other festivals. I think the mood music around this is different, and we, if I'm honest with you, we have particularly challenging conversations, even here at BBC Radio London. But 2 million people come to London, but I am prepared to hear what you see, what you think should happen, what you think would happen next. 0800 731 2000. But now it's Adam's time. This is a good year for Arsenal. No excuses. You got no excuses.
I'm happy, mate. Listen, Ola, I hope you're well. Yeah, this one is directly to you. Eze, I'm sure, will say hello. Right, and he says hello from the heart, from the home of football, the Emirates Stadium. Yeah, which is fantastic, to be honest. And last week was great. You know, the fact that I wasn't on your show after we beat Man United in Manchester. You know, what can we do? Hey,
you're fighting everybody. You come.
Yeah, come on.
Where you come? Yeah. You've come on here to fight me and Ola.
Can I just say Ella is a fantastic woman, so I don't want to hear no put downs. Yeah, for Arsenal supporters, don't bother. Yeah, so
I love it, because when I come for you, people tell me that I bully and I intimidate. So I let you have a little go, have a few shots, so that when I come back for you, there can be no, because you're not winning anything. Are you gonna win the league this year?
Yeah, we're gonna win it all. It's still August, right? So I'm still
No. Wait. Before we get into this is Trends at 12, by the way.
Go on, mate.
So it's a local story, something you think that people should know about, and something fun. Now, I can see the Premier League, but before we get into something fun, might we talk about West Ham getting relegated or whatever it might be. Just 10 seconds, 15, 20 seconds, right? Ola, you got it? Make your prediction right now for Arsenal, and understand this about me. I don't have dark tendencies. I am the darkness, and I am going to play it back to you. Are you ready? Adam Gabsi, talk your talk.
Okay, we're going to win the league. You know, feel free to play this back to me as well.
I've come to talk with you again.
That's fine. Play it back to me. It's fine. The last time we came second, we then won it. So I'm hoping history repeats itself, and you know,
I get scared when you come on here. Because the thing about you is I get scared when you come onto my show, because you hold all these official capacities and I'm supposed to be a broadcaster. But I forget that I'm on the radio when I speak to you, and I'm just scared. I'm scared that one day when you come on, I'm going to say something and it's like, bye-bye, Eddie, let's get him escorted from the premises. Right, what's your local story, fella?
Okay, when I finish talking to you, Eddie, I'm going down to Harrow and Wealdstone. In Harrow and Wealdstone is Harrow Association of Disabled People. Now, I am greatly involved in this disabled people's organisation. I have been since I became disabled. Now, what happened is in 2007, I got multiple sclerosis. In 2012, I became a wheelchair user. Now, those 5 years, from 2007 to 2012, were potentially the darkest period of my life, yeah? And I had no idea what I was doing. I was just trying to carry on and deny the fact that I've got multiple sclerosis. It didn't really benefit me because I ended up in a wheelchair. However, when I did end up in a wheelchair, I lent on a local organisation called Harrow Association of Disabled People. They helped me with my housing. They helped me sort things out when I had no one really I could rely on. And this is why I think local organisations are so important. I then gave back and I started volunteering for them. I did advocacy and certain other things. I was then trustee. I then became vice chair. I then became chair. And in my time, we tried to highlight a cafe that we own in Wealdstone. The cafe is called the Red Brick Cafe. Now, it is staffed by 2 non-disabled women. They are the chefs. However, the people that will bring your food have learning difficulties. So if you fancy a very reasonably priced meal for lunch, feel free to come to the Red Brick Cafe. It is in the Wealdstone Centre, HA37AE, and I will probably be in the corner doing some sort of work on my laptop. So feel free to come over and say hello. As I said, I'm going there later today. But not only are you eating a nutritious meal, you're giving money to charity at the same time. So it's kind of, it's wonderful, mate. And I've met some of the nicest people.
Yeah, but I'm not coming to eat. Bad man needs to eat because I'm hungry. I need the food to take. I don't come and I'll donate money if I need to. But I need to eat. Bad man needs to eat.
Brother, we do a good jerk chicken every Wednesday. Yeah? Believe me, and that is my takeaway that I have every Wednesday. Yeah, we do nutritious, good meals. We have bacon, cabbage, potatoes.
You're still eating the pork.
Mate, I'm not necessarily talking about me. Yeah, but we are still doing certain things. No pork on my fork.
Shut up.
No pork on my fork.
Who you think I am, the police? No. Eat what you eat, bro. Let's see if I can come up there. Let's see. Yeah. I think one of the things about doing some of the outside broadcasts, so certainly going to the football, doing the carnival, I definitely think probably need to get out more, get the show out more, get stuff recorded in quality and then play it out in the show. And I'm just trying to work out how I do that. You know what I mean? But I want my food properly cooked. I'm not coming up there to eat rubbish. Yeah, I want proper food. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it will be.
If you want charity, I'll just donate some money. But if I'm coming up to eat, I want proper food. No, I've got to be straight with you, haven't I, Adam?
Yeah, you can do both. Not only can you give money to charity, you can eat a great meal, and also you can learn something. Yeah,
I learn something every time I talk to you.
That's right.
When I was sick, I know how I felt and I know where it took me. I know the darkness that descends and lingers over me like a heavy cloud. And there is no obvious physical remnant of my illness. And I look at people like you, and the reason I'm so horrible to you is because I'm in absolute awe of you to keep going, to do what you... Oh, stop. Let me say my thing, yeah? Stop. To do what you do, to encourage other people to be the best that they can be. You're the kind of person I want to be around, man. You're the kind of person that inspires me because it isn't easy. It can't be easy. So please, in case you ever think that it isn't understood, it isn't recognized, or it isn't appreciated.
No, respect.
I'm going to say that. Your team is still rubbish. But
yeah, and yours.
That, right?
And yours.
Right. What's the thing that people need to know more about?
The 8th of September, the 8th to the 12th of September is Habenteg's Accessible Housing Week. Yeah, now, Eddie, you will know that housing has been on my agenda for a long time. You know, in 2019, I was championing adult social care, which I think is still the main issue. And, it's a big issue for yours as well. But we've had Grenfell in 2017, which obviously put fire safety on my agenda. As a wheelchair user that lives on the 6th floor, in a totally accessible property, may I add, I understand what having an accessible property can do for someone. Yeah, it gives you the freedom to not worry about small things like where you live and where you lay your head and, the safety in your own home. It allows you to kind of contribute and to give back and to do what you enjoy as a person. However, accessible housing is not, the targets are not being achieved. Yeah, not only are the targets not being achieved, the data handling is very bad. So I was happy to hear you talk to Susan Hall earlier on. Yeah, and I'm happy to hear you engaging with the GLA, because I think the GLA is literally where things are decided in our great city. Yeah. So these are the people that have control over what we do and how we do it. And accessible housing, the mayor has set a target where all new builds, 10% of all new builds are supposed to be accessible, built to the M42 standard. I understand that it's quite technical, but that's what it's referred to as, M42. However, the last time I checked, it was just under 4%, which is not good. So if the mayor of our great city is not achieving his targets, there is work to do.
So when he used to come on, and when we did it before, he would tell me about the number of homes that were started, and it was always about the start of it, and start could be anything from, I don't know, purchasing the land to whatever. It is by far and away the biggest thing in London. It's the thing that we try to put on the agenda once a week. And it's interesting to me that you're talking about a particular type of housing while I'm talking about housing generally. It's huge. Somebody's making a big piece of money out of housing, aren't they? Because there are homes going up, but they're not affordable.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, you're talking about housing generally, but so am I, bro. So if you look at my neighbor whose house is not accessible, by the way, if her house was to be made accessible, and she were to become disabled, which does happen, you have someone that lives on the 10th floor of a tower block that becomes disabled. If their house is not built to accessibility standards, that person then becomes stuck, right? And with the disabled facilities grant, the DFG already stretched, that person could be waiting a very long time for their underfunded council to make any changes in their property. Now, last week I had a meeting with the head of housing in Harrow, and I was told that they're relying on private companies to fill the void that is in Harrow. So there isn't accessible housing, and they're relying on private companies to come in and make the accessible housing. However, I'm trying to think of a way of putting this phrase into it. You can't joke a joker, right? So at the end of the day, if there is no accessible housing here, what are we going to do? Because private companies, they just want to maximize the profit. Yeah, so we know how businesses work, and it's all about putting money into something that you're going to get a big return. So I don't think private companies necessarily are the way to go. And
I've always said to you that we need to do something specific on it. And let me work out. I don't know. I get the feeling my time is coming short, so I need to focus on the things that I've really, really wanted to do on the show. And I definitely think we have to do something that's bespoke. Just give me a minute and maybe I'll come up to that restaurant and we'll eat that Trenton.
You're invited, and of course.
But there is a lady that I want you to look up for me on Instagram, because I've started following her and I'm trying to get her on the show. And if you know her, you need to get her on. Her name is Chronically Jenny. That's her thing. And I watched her, and she did this Instagram thing, which was fascinating to me. So she said, here are ways that helping disabled people helps everyone. And she did the dip in the pavement. And she said the dip in the pavement not only helps people who have wheelchairs, but it helps people who are pushing buggies. It helps. And she did a whole list of things like making the world better, more accessible, and how it works for everyone. And I'm trying to get her on, but we'll definitely do the housing thing. Not the housing thing, the fire brigade, people being able to have evacuation plans, having people, having them recognised on the London Assembly. I think that we need somebody on there. We need somebody like you on there so that you have a seat at the table in order to help. Listen, let me find out what's happening on London's roads, and we'll come back and take the mickey out of your team, yeah, because I think that's absolutely necessary. Your idea of the story that would lift London is sport, and you are an Arsenal supporter. Okay, let me go for Sophia first and find out what's the going in after. Adam Gabsi is my Trends at 12. Yes, he's a friend of the show. Adam came as my special guest to the Make a Difference thing that we do, which is about people who help people. It's probably the best thing that we do here at BBC Radio London. We're doing it again in September. Adam, can you believe they've told me off? They've told me that I've invited too many people. And I said to them, bad man has a right to invite people. Get a bigger place. Is that not right? Is that not the right attitude?
For sure.
Get a bigger place.
Yeah. If you know people that are making a positive difference in London, they should all be invited.
That's right.
Why not?
There you go.
Yeah.
You tell my boss
I'm with
that.
you.
You tell my boss
I'm with you.
How did you find it last time?
Yeah, it was really good. I heard some great stories, I met some great people, to be honest.
Did you do any networking?
Of course. With the person who had the dog that could take the
don't start
that
nonsense, please,
mate.
Don't the doggy award, Kingston the dog. Everybody crying, having to give people tissues because of a dog. When we heard all sorts of stories about human beings, don't join them. You're with me.
No, listen. But I'm not an animal guy like that, to be honest, Eddie. Yeah?
Me neither.
But the fact that a human being was helped so much by an animal, and the person was disabled, it obviously tugged on my heartstrings. I do have them somewhere, and yeah, of course.
That's why I'm not bringing you back. You came there as my guest. Everybody's looking at you because you represent me, and you're there bawling like a baby.
No, I think it was a good occasion. I don't think I embarrassed you, Eddie, mate.
Ella was crying. Then then Ella's angry with me because I'm not crying. Have you ever heard such foolishness in your entire life?
Well, Ella sets the rules, doesn't it?
Right. What do you want to talk about? Your uplifting story in our Trends at 12 is, it says the Premier League is back. It's amazing for me. So the boy was in the middle of Carnival at the mastermind stage, and he is looking at that Muppet miss a penalty.
Oh, mate.
It's amazing. You don't realise how much you miss it until it comes back.
Until it's back. That's right, mate. And actually, to be honest, I should be in Liverpool this weekend, but I haven't got tickets. So, I don't know why I did this summer. I kind of thought, I'm going to relax a little bit, give myself a break from the away days. But as soon as it comes back, mate, it's like, oh my gosh, like what have I been missing?
What is it about football, do you think? In particular, I'm guessing there are people here who like rugby, who like other sports. But what is it, do you think, about football?
Yeah. No, sport generally is the camaraderie, yeah? So the fact that everyone is together and we're kind of singing the same songs and wearing the same colours and it's all kind of a family. I don't know. I don't know about other clubs, but Arsenal especially is like a one big family. Yeah. So I do think it is.
You all look like you all look like brothers and sisters to me.
Yeah. You should come to the Arsenal, mate. There's some brilliant food spots around the Arsenal, mate.
No.
Yeah.
I'm only going to Arsenal when I'm with you, and I don't want anybody talking to me because now people are recognising me as your mate. I don't want any of that. So we'll do that. Listen, Adam, we'll work something out because I think accessibility, disability, whatever it is, maybe think about an idea. Talk to Bells for me and see if we can come up with something. I appreciate you coming on the show. When's the head of the fire brigade? When's Andy going?
I think that's happened, Ed.
Has he gone already?
I think so, mate.
Oh,
I did ask though. I'm in your corner, to be fair. So and he will tell you that as well, because I'm quite annoying with the whole "Can you go on Eddie's show?" But yeah.
Yeah, I don't, at first I was taking it personally, but then I don't see him on anybody's show. So I realised that it's a different energy. Do we know who's taking over? Sorry, in case you just tune in, we're talking about who's going to head up the London Fire Brigade. It's a really important position, of course.
Yeah.
Through Grenfell, Danny Cotton was the first person to go. She was the first female head. The man who took over is a guy called Andy Rowe. Andy Rowe was one of the first senior officers who was at Grenfell. I've interviewed him before. I've sat down with him, and I know, because I can tell from looking in his eyes, that he was deeply and personally impacted by what he saw that night. And if he's going, and it was in special measures for a time, do we have any idea of who's taking over?
Yes. There's a guy called Jonathan Smith. Yeah, who's been very good. So when I've had meetings with the fire brigade about evacuation plans for disabled people, he's been there. He's been in the background taking notes, and to see him come forward and lead now is going to be good, I feel.
Excellent. Well, that's what we want, isn't it? We want somebody who understands and who can, help all Londoners in a difficult situation.
That's
Adam,
right.
we'll talk again soon. Look after yourself.
Cheers,
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Mr. Adam Gabsi on BBC Radio London.